Hey guys, Jacob here. It is May 24th, 2022. This is going to be this week's vendor reset. As usual, we're going to be starting at the front desk vendor at the base of ops. This week they're selling the Mozambique Special. If you guys are trying to put this in your expertise system or just collect all the named items and gear, well, weapons and gear that is, then you could pick this up. At the same time, it will cost you 15,000 credits. And this week at the front desk vendor, they're not selling any max rolls, which kind of sucks. Usually they sell at least one, but this time around, the closest thing they have is almost max optimal range on pistols on this Mozambique. That's me, the front desk vendor. Now if you go under the helipad right here and go to the double doors, you will see the clan quarters right here. Shout out to DOD and Kamikaze Von Doom. Take it right here, and this is the clan quarters. This week they're selling the safety distance. This has pretty average rolls on it if you guys are trying to collect all the named items like I said, or add this to your pretty much expertise system or library if you want to get some of the rolls off here, but none of them are max. But most likely you're going to buy this and either just collect it in your stash forever, or add this to your expertise system and max it out so you can become proficient with it. Next is going to be an item that I've not seen before in here before, which obviously has been a first to see this in here. It's going to be the Feature Initiative Backpack. As you guys know, the Feature Initiative chest piece and backpack have been added to the general loot pool, so now you can actually get both of these out there wherever you want, essentially if you farm loot allocation areas. But the backpack is for sale, so if you don't have it, I'd highly recommend picking this up 100%. Because for one, it increases the ground control proximity repair from 60 to 120%. So I know a lot of you guys use that just for the proximity to repair people in the raid especially, or you're just going to use safeguard. It really just depends on what you're trying to do with it. And it already has 17.2 repair skill on it, so which is really nice. But if you guys do not have it, I'd highly recommend picking it up, especially if you didn't get this back when this was introduced in the Iron Horse raid. But overall, they are selling max armor if you guys need that for 511, or just for, in general, for backpacks. And they're also selling Bellstone Armory knee pads if you guys need double reds, and you can change the health critical hit chance, and then have max armor on this, if you want to optimize it. But that's going to be about it for the front desk and the clan vendor. Next up is going to be the theater settlement on the far right side of the map. Usually I put a cut here, but due to how fast the Xbox Series X is, it's kind of necessary. It just takes up more time, and I really can just fast travel over here and boom, it ends up just like that.
Always a pleasure.
This week they're selling the Tsunami shotgun. This is the SASG, the named one with perfect pummel. In my opinion, this is one of the less used shotguns in the game and one of the most useless shotguns in the game. That's just me. I feel like you could use normal pummel and use a better shotgun that has more attachments on it than this one. I'm not sure why they only gave this, a long underbelt rail, a short optics, but no, basically no muzzle or magazine. But it is what it is. But if you guys need this for your collection or expertise, I would grab it. But other than that, that's about it for the theater settlement. Next up, we have the campus settlement, which is going to be located on the left side of the map. Way over here. Usually it's invaded. Back in the day when it was invaded, you actually couldn't access things from the vendor, but they fixed that later on because some people will just wait for it to go away the next week and then check it, which is what I did, and a lot of my friends did as well. But over here, past the tree and left, you will see the vendor. This week she's selling the White Death. This has 10% marksman rifle, 137% headshot, and critical hit chance, and first blood. In my opinion, this is actually not too bad because first blood is made for snipers. So if you guys are trying to use the White Death with a sniper talent, then I would recommend grabbing this. And of course, there are other talents like focus. People are going to be combining with this, and also people using glass cannon. But it really depends on just what you're trying to do with it. But other than that, that's pretty much all they're really selling this week at the campus vendor. Next is going to be the Dark Zones. Keep this in mind if you are new and you're not aware how the DZ works. You will need to get a different type of resource to buy these items. You can get these resources by extracting them in large groups of pretty much resources. That's going to be by deconstructing them and having them in your stash. But keep this in mind, they can't be stolen from other players. So if you go in the DZ, deconstruct say 20 pieces of gear, and they'll go to your stash, or your backpack that is, on your character, and you'll be walking around with it in your contamination, and until you extract it, it'll still be up for grabs. So when you extract it, it'll go right to your stash box, and you'll have the resources in your stash box, which you can spend from stuff here. This week they are selling the rock and roll again, which they were selling this at another vendor last week. So it is really nice to see that they are selling this again. So if you guys need it, I would recommend grabbing this, especially with Heartbreaker being a big thing. I know a lot of people are going to be looking for this guy. Scroll to a few more items in case you guys want to pick any of this stuff up. But overall, that's going to be about it for the DZ. But yeah, as for the rock and roll, definitely worth picking up in my opinion. Next is going to be DZ South, which is the very bottom of the map. Yeah, this is DZ South. As soon as you get here, go up the stairs on the left.
Check out the best selection.
This week she's selling the TDI card custom. I know some people actually have been trying to get this guy for quite a long time just to get the skill tier. Well, it's for sale here, so if you guys need it, I would highly recommend coming over here and grabbing it for the 152 credits. Or resources, that is. They're also selling a triple red Grupo Sombra chest piece. If you guys are looking for a Grupo, you can get rid of tamper-proof and put something else. And RES crit chance and crit damage and weapon damage. So you can just optimize this guy and have a triple red. Or if you want to use tamper-proof, you can leave that on there and change whatever attributes you want. That's going to be about it for DZ South. And the final vendor on the list is going to be DZ East, which that is for DC, of course. Then we're going to be heading to Haven in New York City and checking out what's for sale there. Keep this in mind, in Haven in New York, they don't sell any named items. I'm not sure why they don't. But at the moment, they still don't, and maybe in the future they'll update that, but they just sell your basic high-end gear. So this is going to be the last stop, essentially, where you're going to be able to see a named item.
The best gear in DC.
This week, she is selling the Carnage. This is perfect status, so if you guys are looking for that, I would recommend grabbing it. She is also selling a Heartbreaker Holster if you guys are trying to get Heartbreaker and you're new and you want to get all the pieces, but you pretty much can just farm the season track and get these almost immediately. So I wouldn't really spend the resources unless for some reason you absolutely need to. But other than that, that's going to be about it for the DC vendors and DC in general. Next is going to be New York City. All the way to Haven. Like I said, Haven does not sell any named items, which is kind of a shame because if it did, I feel like I'd be here a lot more, but I'm only here literally once a week just to check the vendors. And as you can see, like I said, it's all basic high-end gear, so if you guys need any of it, they are selling an ACS with InSync if you want to roll that off, or you're just trying to use this to get stacks with Heartbreaker. They're also selling Arality's Holdings with Headhunter if you guys are trying to make a sniper build, and max armor for 511 holster, or in general, need armor for holsters. And that's going to be about it for the front desk. Now if you take a left here and take a right here,
let me know if
Benitez will be right here, and he is also selling your basic high-end gear. But if you guys need any of this stuff, I would recommend grabbing it, or if you're just trying to use it for loot allocation, or my bad, if you're trying to use this instead of loot allocation, if you find an item, you're like, oh, I don't want to farm for that, and you just want to buy it, I would recommend doing so. Especially the Fender's gloves, if you guys are trying to make triple red gloves or find triple red gloves and gear a headshot and put critical hit chance, these wouldn't be too bad, and they will cost you 5,000 credits, so they're pretty cheap.
Thanks.
But overall, that's going to be this week's vendor reset, and I do apologize for me not being as enthusiastic as I am in my other videos. I am actually very, very tired when I recorded this, so I really do apologize. But like I said, thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more Division 2 content, and I'll catch you guys all later.